above the endless green expanse of the Amazon rainforest. A small aircraft cuts through stormy skies, the turbulent winds howling like unseen spirits. Inside, 17-year-old Ava Martinez grips a faded photograph with trembling hands. Her eyes, a deep shade of brown filled with intensity, linger on the image of her mother, a scientist who vanished years ago during an expedition into this very jungle. The photo's edges are frayed, and her mother's smile is a bittersweet reminder of the love that still fuels Ava's every step. "The storm's too strong. Brace yourself," shouts the pilot, his voice strained with fear. But destiny had other plans. Thunder roars like a beast's growl, and lightning slashes through the dark clouds, illuminating the terror on Ava's face. Her heart pounds like a war drum. Suddenly, the plane's engines choke, sputter, and fail. Time slows as her scream pierces the cabin. The world tilts, gravity pulls, and the aircraft spirals into a nosedive, plummeting toward the heart of the wild. The screen fades to black as the deafening crash echoes into silence. Ava's eyes flutter open, her vision blurred. She's sprawled on the damp, earthy ground, surrounded by smoldering wreckage. The sharp, metallic tang of smoke fills the air. Her head throbs, a thin stream of blood trailing down her temple. Debris is scattered everywhere. Twisted metal, shattered glass, and a haunting stillness that's only broken by the distant call of a howler monkey. The jungle's symphony of chirping, rustling, and growling creatures becomes louder, like the jungle itself is waking up to watch her. "I survived, but what now?" Ava mutters, wiping the blood from her brow. Her breath is ragged, her body aching with every movement. She scans the wreckage, her eyes darting around in search of supplies. Her gaze lands on a half-buried backpack. With a wince, she drags herself toward it, pain stabbing at her ribs. Inside, she finds a knife, a bottle of water, and, most precious of all, the crumpled photograph of her mother. Ava's fingers trace the outline of her mother's face as her eyes well up with tears. "I'll find you, Mom. I promise." Her voice is a whisper of resolve. Days pass in a blur of hunger, exhaustion, and endless greed. The jungle's heat presses down like a suffocating blanket. Every step is a battle against nature itself. Dense foliage, thorny vines, and biting insects. Hunger gnaws at her stomach, and each sip of water from her dwindling supply feels like gold. Her hoodie is torn, her pants stained with mud and scratches, but she keeps moving. She's driven by a single goal: survival. On the third day, Ava's feet sink into the cold, murky water of a swamp. The surface ripples unnaturally. Her instincts scream danger. Her breath catches in her throat as she scans the water, eyes darting with wild urgency. Then she sees it, a massive, emerald-green anaconda slithering beneath the surface, its predatory eyes locked on her. "Stay calm, don't panic," she mutters, backing away slowly. But it's too late. The serpent's strike is lightning fast. Its body surges through the water like a torpedo. Ava's scream echoes through the swamp as she dives, barely dodging its snapping jaws. The next few moments are chaos. Thrashing water, splashes, and the serpent's coils constricting around her leg. Her survival instincts kick in. Gritting her teeth, she pulls the knife from her belt and slashes at its thick, scaly hide. Again and again, until the grip loosens. She gasps for air as she claws her way onto a fallen log, her chest heaving with exhaustion. The anaconda retreats into the murky depths, leaving Ava shaken but alive. Following strange carvings etched into the bark of trees, Ava's journey leads her to an overgrown village swallowed by vines and time. The village is eerily quiet, each step crunching on old leaves like breaking bones. She pushes aside a heavy curtain of vines and enters one of the huts. Her eyes widen as she spots something on a dusty table, a leather journal. Her fingers hover over it, hesitant, until she finally picks it up. Her heart skips a beat as she recognizes the handwriting. "Mom, you were here?" Her voice cracks with emotion. Flipping through the journal, she finds notes on a mythical plant known as the Yara flower, a legendary bloom said to have miraculous healing properties. Her mother's words are clear. The Yara flower is the key, a cure to heal all, but its guardian is relentless. Ava's fingers tighten on the book. Her mother's journey wasn't just about science, it was about something far greater. The markings guide her to an ancient stone temple hidden deep within the jungle. Its entrance is flanked by moss-covered statues of warriors with hollow eyes. Ava's breath quickens as she steps inside. The air is thick with the scent of damp stone. With each step, the floor shifts. Spears shoot from the walls, and a stone slab drops behind her, sealing her in. Her heart races as she dodges, rolls, and sprints past traps, each one deadlier than the last. At the heart of the temple, a soft glow beckons. The Yara flower, its petals shimmer with an otherworldly light. Her eyes lock onto it with awe and determination. But then, a guttural growl echoes behind her. Her muscles tense. From the shadows, the Mapingori emerges, towering with one glowing red eye and matted fur. It's a vision of terror. "So this is the guardian," Ava mutters, fear coursing through her veins. The Mapingori lunges. Ava's movements are fluid yet desperate. She leaps, dodges, and uses the temple's levers to trigger a trap. Stone walls close in, sealing the beast behind them. Its furious roars reverberate as she crumples to her knees, exhausted. With the Yara flower in hand, she stumbles toward a stream, her breath shallow. Her vision blurs as her body collapses. She awakens to find herself surrounded by the tribe. The tribal leader's gaze is steady but kind. "Your mother sacrificed herself to protect the Yara flower. She believed you would finish what she started," he says with reverence. At a sacred clearing, Ava places the flower on an ancient altar. A soft glow fills the air. From the glow, a holographic projection of her mother appears. Tears spill down Ava's face as she gazes at her mother's image. "Ava, if you're seeing this, you've already proven your strength. Trust yourself, as I always trusted you. You are my legacy." Her heart swells with pride and grief. With the jungle's edge in sight, Ava carries more than the Yara flower. She carries her mother's legacy. The sloth she saved earlier clings to her shoulder, a symbol of compassion. As the jungle's green fades behind her, she knows the true discovery was within herself. The Amazon holds secrets beyond imagination. Would you have the courage to face its mysteries? Let Ava's story inspire you. Share your thoughts in the comments below.